Hi guys, I'm back. We're on to the second revising piece, which is called the case for a mentoring program. This one's persuasive, tells us so in the beginning part in italics. It also has the part that says we're going to be revising, which remember means we're going to be making it better. Okay, we're going to be adding, taking away, clarifying, that sort of thing. It's not just about fixing errors. Okay, so we need to read carefully through that and see what we notice as we do so. Okay, number 6. Melody's opening sentence is unclear. What change should she make in sentence 1 to clarify her introductory paragraph? Okay, when it says clarify, we need to make sure that it does just that it's clearer than it was before. And I want you to notice this, in most of these questions, 3 of your answer choices don't really clarify anything. Continually means always. Telling us and instructing us are the same thing, basically. Community and surrounding neighborhood, same thing. How do those clarify anything? They just use different words. Okay, maybe they're better words, but the sentence says, or the question says we have to clarify. So if we look at sentence 1, it said, they are continually telling us that we should be more involved in the community by volunteering our time. It never says who they is. So, clarifying by saying teachers and leaders at our school is a better choice. Okay? Your code word for number 6 is stethoscope. Okay? Number 7. What is the most effective way to combine sentences 6 and 7? They're testing us on fragments and run-ons. Okay? We've got to know what we're doing there, which is why we worked on it earlier in the year. My own sister attends one of the elementary schools that feeds into our high school. She's having a hard time in math. Now, these are correct as they are. So, because remember, we're not checking for errors. We are making it better. So, it would probably be less choppy if we combine these. But we have to do so correctly. So, we've got to avoid fragments and run-ons. And we've got to keep the meaning of the sentence clear. My own sister's having a hard time in math attending one of the elementary schools that feeds into our high school. That's confusing word order, okay? Because it separates my sister and attending, the subject and the verb of the sentence. So that's just a confusing sentence the way they have it written. My own sister attends one of the elementary schools that feeds into our high school, although she's having a hard time in math. The although doesn't make any sense. These are not opposing ideas, so the word although doesn't make any sense there. Let's go ahead and just say our code word right now. It's Michael Scott. Okay, choice C is our correct answer. My own sister, who attends one of the elementary schools that feeds into our high school, is having a hard time in math. They made this into a positive phrase. Okay, sister, and then all of this stuff, well, really it's a clause, that can describe sister. Okay? Choice D says, my own sister attends one of the elementary schools that feeds into our high school. She is having a hard time in math. That's a run-on. Okay? You cannot choose choice D. You cannot put 2 complete thoughts together with just a comma. Okay? Cannot do that. Okay? Let's move on to number 8. All right. Melody needs a better transition into the 3rd paragraph. Sentences 12 through 17. So what could we put before sentence 12 to improve it? Okay. So the paragraph before said, that a mentoring program could help kids get the individual attention they need to master new concepts. Then this whole paragraph is about how it could help the people who are mentoring. By the way, I love this this selection because it kind of validates what we're doing in NHS. And we mentor the 1st grade and some other students, but especially the 1st graders. So I'm glad to hear that it's good for all of us involved. Okay, so this paragraph is talking about how it helps the mentors. This is how it helps the kids they're mentoring. This is how it helps the mentors. So we need a transition to get there. Okay? So it says, in researching mentoring programs, I learned of several promising results. Okay, this sentence that's the correct answer because this whole paragraph is going to be promising results of the mentoring program. Okay? G, as I think about a mentoring program, I have many ideas on how it should work. That sounds like they're going to give how it should work and going to give their opinion on that. And that's not what the paragraph is about, so it wouldn't be a good thing to put at the beginning of it. Choice H, if struggling youngsters get the help they need, it could benefit teachers too. Well, if this had said the mentors, maybe that would work, but it doesn't say anything about how it's going to help teachers. This paragraph's not about that. The last sentence, the last choice says, because I believe in the mentoring concept, I'd like to see it at our school. That sounds like a good thing to put in the conclusion. That is not a topic sentence that would go right here. Okay, so our best choice was F, and our code word is, I'm going to have to make one up because I, for some reason, skipped from 7 to 9. So I'll add it up, or I'll put one in there, and let's call it Baby Ruth. Okay, Baby Ruth. All right, and last question for the selection. Melody would like to add the following counter-argument to her essay. A counter-argument is where you acknowledge the other side and then you refute that. So for instance, if I'm arguing for this mentor program, I might say, some people who oppose it think this, but they're wrong because, and then I'm going to refute it. So the counter-argument is the argument against your argument that you plan on proving incorrect. So she wants to add this counter-argument. Some students may say that they don't have enough time to participate in a mentoring program because of the other activities in which they are involved. So we've got to figure out where we would put the thing that says some students think they don't have time. Okay? If we put it before sentence 5, with a mentoring program, these students could put their skills to use by helping younger students who are struggling academically. This sentence 5, doesn't refute that sentence that she wants to add. So if we're going to put a counter argument in, we better make sure that the thing that comes right after it refutes it so that it doesn't just weaken our argument. So we don't want to put it there. Before sentence 10, a mentoring program in which high school students tutor elementary students could be the solution. Well, the solution is that it's talking about is for her little sister who needs help and her friends who need help. We wouldn't want to put the thing about people not having time between where she talks about her sister and friends needing help and how that could be the solution. That would disrupt the flow of that idea. Sentence 13, before sentence 13 is another option they give us. And this is, it says, that it raised their reading levels significantly in a short period of time after being tutored by high school students. So the kids became better readers. And then the next sentence says, furthermore, volunteering seems to have a positive influence on the high school mentors themselves. Okay, if I put this here, it'd be way off topic because I haven't even started talking about the mentors yet. So I wouldn't want to just throw in there, they say they don't have time. Okay, now our last choice, which is our correct choice, is before sentence 21. Okay, it says, I propose that our school begin by setting up a program that focuses on academic tutoring. Then the very next sentence that they have right here says, fortunately, starting the program would require only a few students available, so that means they have time, and willing to help others. So if I put in here that many students say they don't have time, and then I say, well, it's only going to take a few students who happen to be available, then that would refute that counter argument, wouldn't it? So that's our best choice, is to put it right there. Okay, and our code word for number 9 is shoelace. All right, guys, see you on the next video. Thank you.